Okay, I'm going to demonstrate why you should probably never use FreeCAD. Let's go to Sketcher. Actually, let's make a new file, I guess. Create a sketch. And this is the first sketch that I tried to make when I installed it. 13.2 millimeter rectangle by 0.8 millimeter rectangle. Craps out with an error. Makes me a line. It doesn't like the 0.8 millimeter dimension. And by the way, after running this for a while, like the second time or third time I tried to do this, it worked. So inconsistent, right? But here's what does work. We can do 13.2 by 10 millimeters, and then we can change this dimension to 0.8 millimeters, and then it works. So now there's still some weird messages down here that I don't understand, but this is basic functionality not working right in a project that's been around for 22 years, and apparently they've fixed other more advanced problems, but just the basic user experience they have not fixed. After 22 years, version 1.0, how much confidence do you have that 10 years from now they will care enough about basic functionality and the end user experience for this to work? How far along do you want to get in a 3D model before you come across a problem that you can't figure out because they aren't paying attention to basic functionality? This is symptomatic of a problem in open source software where people do whatever they want to do, and that's okay as long as they just advertise on their, like if on FreeCAD's website they said, hey look, we're playing a game here where we're pretending to make CAD software for ordinary people that works properly, but it probably won't for you, it probably won't in 10 years from now, because we're not interested in an arrangement where we have some dictator running this thing that actually cares about the end user experience and prevents screw-ups like this from happening. Like we need some Linus Torvalds, we don't break user space person running this thing that actually cares about the user experience. And until I see some radical shakeup at FreeCAD where a bunch of people get pissy and leave because they don't get to keep screwing things up, like kind of like what's going on in the Linux kernel with Linus getting in, all caps kind of yelling matches with people. That's human nature. People do whatever they want to do. And the way to get around this is to go pay for CAD software at a company where developers are coerced into caring about the end user experience. So it's that or Learn Blender, which by the way started out as a commercial product where people were coerced into caring about the end user experience. So I don't think that FreeCAD should be used now. I don't think it should be used 10 years from now, unless you're like downloading the thing and compiling it yourself or willing to work through all these problems. Like if your objective is technology because you think technology is cool, and your objective is not technology for what it can do, then this is great. But if you actually care about doing stuff, then this is really not good, and you shouldn't use it. So it's fundamentally broken. The culture of the FreeCAD community is fundamentally broken. Assuming that you actually want working CAD software. If you just want to play a programming game where you pretend to write programming software, and if they would just be honest about this on their website and say, hey, this doesn't actually work, don't use it if you want to actually create 3D models. This is just a programming game that we play where we just do whatever we want, and you can enjoy the end result of this. If you're not serious about making 3D models, then that would be fine if they would just say that explicitly, like right on the download page. Don't download this. That would be great, but that's not what's going on. So I can't recommend that you use this if you actually want to be productive, if you're not just a technology enthusiast.